Hi guys, Mammon here, and I thought it would be interesting to share a bit of my personal story. So I'm gonna quickly explain who I am, what my crypto journey was, and how I came to the point where I am now, because it's been quite a long journey. So let me quickly get into it. So I'm Mammon, at least my crypto name is Mammon. I'm 24 years old and I'm from the Netherlands. I've studied marketing management, but I never really liked it. I did it more to do something because I've always been intrigued by the crypto market since I got connected to it in 2017. That's where I started. That's when I also bought my first Bitcoin, as you can see here. It was actually for a school presentation where I had to do a presentation and I came up with Bitcoin. So for the fun, I thought, let me buy some Bitcoin. At that time, Bitcoin was around $4,000, so very, very cheap. And I just bought like $20 of it just to showcase it. I wasn't interested in it at all at that moment because I just thought I need to do something for school. Let me get a subject, and a friend told me, yeah, my brother said Bitcoin is interesting. So we did it, but I just saw it as a school project until I bought like $25 of Bitcoin. And within 2 weeks or 3 weeks, it was more than doubled. That's where I thought, okay, I can make money while not really doing anything. I just bought it and I made money. And since that moment, I have been watching the charts and been in crypto every day. That's like 8 years, almost 8 years for now, more 7+ years. So let me get you in my background, how it started. First of all, I bought Bitcoin. Then after that, I bought some altcoins. IOTA was my first coin I bought. I was a total noob, so I just bought it. And then it shoot up like 3x within a week. Absolutely crazy. And that's also the most insane alt season I ever witnessed. Like I was the absolute noob that I saw that a coin pumped 200% on a day. And then I bought that coin because I thought it would pump more. And it even worked. So that's the most crazy thing. I saw coins like YOLO and Mana and stuff like that. And I saw it highly in the green, and I just bought those coins and I made money. But of course that was not for long because in a few, I think it was within 2 months that everything collapsed. And that's the first bear market I witnessed. But since that moment I knew this is what I really like. I saw a new asset class and I was so intrigued by it that I read everything about it, and every money I had spare I invested in it during this bear market, which was extremely boring. Nothing happened. We had a few small rallies higher, but then we collapsed again to under 3k. But I kept investing because I was so convinced that it would go higher in the end. I just knew it. So every money I had left, I invested in crypto, in altcoins and stuff like that. And eventually that started to pay off. Here we started to rally from 3k. We rallied all the way up to like 15k with Bitcoin, and altcoins did crazier numbers. And then it all went pretty well till the people will remember it, the COVID crash. I was looking at the test on school, and right on that desk it collapsed, and I saw my portfolio erased by like 60% within an hour. So that was absolutely crazy, and I thought it was over. Everyone thought it was over, but in crypto, always when you think it's so over, that's when we are so back. And that's what happened. Bitcoin went on a crazy rally. Altcoins also, like I made like so much money on some coins, it was insane. But I was still pretty young, so I had not much money to invest. But the money I invested hit crazy numbers, but it was still early in my journey. And I did not have the lessons I need to learn. So I just held, and I had no real knowledge about the charts or about anything. I was reading CT, and that was my source of information. And as you know, that's not the best source of information you can have, because then you become bullish at the highs and you are bearish at the lows. So I made a lot of money just by holding, although I never sold. So I held it, and then eventually I sold it, but I bought back because of FOMO and stuff like that. And during that all-time high, I also decided it's time for me to go full-time in crypto. So stop with working beside it, just focus on finishing my school and full-time trading. Well, there wasn't a worse moment to decide that around the top. And as I said, I was just a noob with trading. I had no strategy. I did not know what I was doing. In the bull run, I was lucky, but everyone is lucky in a bull market because you can just buy and then it just kept going up, so you couldn't lose almost. So I thought I was a good trader. That was not the case, but you learn by your mistakes. So here I lost a lot of money by the market that went down, and at that moment I wanted to make it back, but you know how it goes when you want to make your money back. It only makes it worse. I lost a lot of money, and then I felt the urge to at least make back what I lost, what was my all-time high net worth. Yeah, and that was just one big crash. I was highly emotional. I constantly tried to make money back, but with each attempt I lost more money. So the urge to make it back became bigger and bigger, and that way I was in a negative cycle. And before I knew it, I blew like 75% of all my money, and that's gonna hurt you really bad, believe me. You act like you are doing fine because you can't tell this to anyone, right? Nobody could really relate with what was happening. Everyone thought, oh, he's in crypto, he's doing well. But in reality, you are slapping yourself, and you are really, really hard times with that. But we learn and go on, because I knew this trading shit, eventually I will succeed at it. So yeah, a little bit more what happened here. We had the Luna crash. Market already went down, but we were still kind of in an uptrend till Luna crashed. I was on vacation at that moment. I was in Curacao with a friend of mine, and yeah, I was still invested here, tried to trade, and the market absolutely nuked. And then we were like, yeah, back at bear market levels, former all-time high level. That's when FTX went down as well. And during this whole time, you have to imagine that I was trading and trying to make my money back, not respecting the trend, and like this is one move down basically. So at this point, I had lost all my money, blew it all up, and I had like several hundred thousands at the top. And I had to go back to work. I was still at school. I had to do promotion work to at least buy myself some beers and be able to get back in the game. And since then market went up again. I really learned to trade. So I made basically every mistake you can make as a trader, every emotional thing, revenge trading. I've made over 100,000 mistakes and losing trades and everything you can imagine, everything I did wrong. But here we are, and now I'm back to full-time trading, back to helping other people not make the same mistakes as I did, because this took years and years, like 7 years, and it can go way faster if you just follow a certain game plan and not try to learn it all by yourself. Because then at first it takes years and years, and it will cost you all your money, your energy, and it's just, you will not survive. I don't know how I survived it, but I'm just stubborn as fuck, so I know when I want something I will not give up. But that's why I'm now here making this kind of content and trying to help other people to give them a framework how to learn effectively and not make all the same mistakes. So if we look at it here, I made some points. Like, I tried every trading tool there was. So I was just reading crypto Twitter, and I saw people trading Ichimoku clouds, trading with heat maps, with exo charts, and how the more difficult it looked, the more I thought, oh, this is the secret ingredient that I need. With this data, I can know what's gonna happen. Well, it's all bullshit. It doesn't work. At least some work, but the best thing is to keep it basic and from there on go forward. I also learned about like literally everything: Fibonacci levels, the RSI, the EMAs, every tool you can imagine I've tried. So that's not the way to learn the fastest, but it's the way I learned it. And because I had no clear strategy, I did not really know what I was actually doing. That caused, because I had no clear strategy, that I was trading emotionally, and very emotionally, because first of all, I wanted to make my money back, which is a very bad mental framework to work with, because that doesn't work and it will only make it worse. But also because I had no clear strategy, I constantly felt the urge to be in the market, because if the market went up, I was mad at myself, because why wasn't I in a long position? Because in hindsight, you can always see why you had to go in. And when the market went down, I was mad, like, why did I not short it? So I was constantly being mad at myself, and why did I miss it? But if you have no clear strategy, then you will always feel like missing out. But if you have a clear strategy, then you have a peace of mind. Now I have to get involved. Now I can just wait for the market to come to me. So yeah, that was pretty bad. Right now, of course, I have the experience from several years of trading. I've been in crypto since 2017, so I know how crypto works. But actively trading since 2021. So that's a few years later, and that's when I really started to learn how to trade and what trading really is. So yeah, during that time, I found out what works and what not. As I said, all the tools there are available. I've tried them all just to try to figure out what the secret ingredient is. But it's not there. It's truth. Now I have clear rules, which I said give me a lot of peace of mind, because I know if this happens, then I do that. If price is there, then I'm gonna do this. And if the market moves, for example, if it pumps very hard, without me, no worries, because I look at the chart. Was there a setup? No setup. Okay, then the market just pumps. No regret. If if there was a clean setup, then yeah, I had to pay attention, but that's how it goes. Now I also know when and where to trade. This is where Brighter Data, which is an analytical tool I use a lot, helped me insanely in my journey, because there I knew when to trade and a little bit where to trade, but where to trade is more according to my own system. But when is a yeah, like how to say it, a lot of people know where to trade but not when to trade. So there are certain times when you want to trade, and there are times where like when you want to see a certain level to be hit. For example, the first trading hour of a day can be a very high, good high or low, things like that. Now I can directly see it, but that helped me a lot in my journey. And then lastly, it's an ever evolving game, so I still learn new things. I try to focus the most on my own strategy and try to improve that further, but also always when I see new things or people with new strategies, I try to look into it. Is it interesting? Can I learn from it? Can I adapt it? And then if it's interesting, I just start to use it. So going a bit more into the things is that my own strategy, which I called the 3TR strategy, which is mostly based on just very simple market structure, because as said, many people make it very difficult what trading is, and they use all kind of things, but in the end it's just market structure and range formation. So you either have a uptrend, then you follow the uptrend, or downtrend for the downtrend, or you have range formations, and then in those range formations you also have market structure. So those two parts are the main main things of my strategy. Then I also use volume profiles a lot. Volume profiles in a range, for example, can show you which levels are important. Sometimes it looks a bit like a P shape, and then most volume is here with volume area high there, volume area low there, which can give you entry triggers, stuff like that. But I won't go too deep into that now, because otherwise the video will be too long. And liquidity, because the market moves from liquidity to liquidity. So where liquidity is located, that's where the market goes. So for example, here we can have a liquidity curve, then price can make an easy way up to take out all that liquidity. Same as here, you're building liquidity up. Then when you have a distribution, for example, right here, you go down again to take all the liquidity. Why is it named the 3TR strategy? Because I am a big believer that for new people that want to learn to trade, it's the best for them to focus on one simple setup. One of those setups is the 3 taps, which is then if we have a range, we call this our tap 1. And if you take out the high, that's your tap 2. And then if you take out that high, it's your tap 3. If you then fall back in your range and break structure, you have a short back to the other side. Same is true here. You have your tap 1, then you have your tap 2, your tap 3, the 3 drives, or the sweep of the sweep. And then if you break structure back in the range, you can take a long back to the opposite side of the range. Very quickly, that's the 3TR strategy. I think for new people, that's the best, because then you know where to focus on, and then you know what you want. And otherwise, you always look at the chart and you see a fair value gap, but a fair value gap is almost everywhere. But which fair value gap works and which not, people don't know that. But I have seen a YouTube video where they said if they follow fair value gaps, that they have a profitable strategy. But that's all bullshit. It's all for engagement farming, because some fair value gaps work, some work not. How deep do they go? Stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that. I want clear rules, because it also helps mentally a lot, because you want to wait for your range. You want to wait for your 1, 2, 3 taps. You want to wait for price to be back in your range. Then you want the market structure break. Then you can long. That erases all the emotions, almost all the emotions, because you have just a framework and a checklist what needs to be checked in order for you to enter. That gives you mental rest, helps you build confidence, and that way it eliminates the hardest part of trading, which is the emotional part. So that's why I like it. Then for myself, I have additional tools like Brighter Data. That's a quick example here, where you can use time and distance statistics, get an overview how likely a certain high or low is to hold. Same is true for distance statistics. How likely is it that price will make a bigger distance? How likely is it that it won't make a bigger distance? Stuff like that. Summary pages, it's amazing. If you are interested in this, look at my former videos. There I explained it in detail, so definitely check out that video. Further, I also use order flow, which is like mostly just open interest and a little bit of CVDs to see if spot is involved. It's a quick additional tool where I like to see open interest get increased at the highs or at the lows, to see if people are getting bearish at the lows or bullish at the tops, and then if they get trapped, it makes an easy way to the other side. However, as said, for new people, I recommend to just focus on these simple stuff. stuff. And then if you control that all, you can start to look at other stuff. But basically, this is all what you need. I also used naked point of controls and Fibonacci levels. Yeah, that's what I found the best tools in trading. But this is basically all what you need. So just focus on that if you are starting out. And then later you can look for some additional tools. But this is basically all that you want. Ranges, 3 tabs, look where the liquidity is, follow the market structure, and then you are very well on your way. And remember, it all comes down to experience. So you can learn everything you need to know, but it will take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of losses as well, because trading is a very hard game, and let nobody tell you that it is easy, because it isn't. You have to pay with time, with pain, with effort, and eventually you will get paid back for it, and often very good for it, but first you need to suffer. So don't let anyone tell you it's the opposite. Then now, why am I making these videos? It's because I really like to help people, and I did this crypto journey all on myself. I think only from 2021 I started to post a little bit on X. Before that I had no account. I was just reading it, but I was not interacting with anyone. So I was basically only with myself, and I couldn't share my journey, or I had no people to ask questions to or to learn from. So yeah, I did it all by myself, and I think that's the worst thing you can do, because you need people to interact with and also people to learn from, because otherwise you have to learn it all by yourself, and that costs you a lot of money and it will take a lot of time. So I found that for me it took years and years, and I lost all my money, that I don't want other people to go through that same journey. So I would like to help people by sharing my knowledge and helping them in the emotional part, but also just the trading part. And then that's one of my biggest goals, to help people become profitable quicker instead of that they did it all by themselves. So that's why I like to do what I do, because I truly think that trading is one of the, if not the best job there is, because it gives you freedom. You can choose what to do, when you want to do it, where you want to do it. But to get there, it's pretty hard, and you want to have a community to share the journey with, help you when it's going well, but also when things are going bad, which will definitely happen, that you have people to support you, encourage you to not give up, because that's why most people don't succeed. It's not because they are not smart enough, but it's because they at one point give up, because it feels like they will never become profitable. And that's why 95% of the people fail. While if they kept going, I believe most will eventually make it. But you just don't have to give up. You will give up if you don't have people supporting you and helping you in the journey. So this was a quick video explaining a bit of my journey, how I got where I am right now. And thank you for watching, and the next video will again be an educational one. So ciao, see you in the next video.